Hello, Kel Williams, and welcome to KW Connect Live Latest in Labs, where we'll be presenting product updates for some of the cool new tech that we've been building for you guys. I'm Adi Pavlovich, your Director of Innovation, and today you'll notice that I'm by myself. Usually there'll be another guest with me to help you present and give you updates on products, but today it's just gonna be me and obviously you. And so what I need you to do is that we'll be having a poll throughout today's presentation, and I'll be asking you, what do you wanna see? So if you're on KW Connect Live, there'll be a little widget to your right, a little poll. I will engage with you when I can need you to vote on what you'd like to see next and give you a little bit of product updates. And so today what we're gonna be talking about is KW Command, which obviously we've teased a little bit about. What's really exciting about today is that I'm gonna be taking you live into actual production environment, meaning that there are agents who have access to this that are testing this. It might break. This is actually really, really scary for me and the engineering team upstairs. But really what I want to do is I want to not just show you pictures and screens and designs, but I really want to show you the core product that we've been working so hard to develop for you. And I'd love to get your feedback. And so at the end of the live stream today, we'll save some time for Q&A. That stands for questions and ahas. I love to get your questions and ahas and takeaways and how we can make this product better. So what I'd love to do is kick it off with a poll. So here's our agenda for today. Like I mentioned, we're going through product updates. I'm going to ask you to vote really quick on which are the products you want to see. And so here's our first three. They're all parts of KW Command. So think of them as KW Command encompasses a lot, just like any CRM does. But really, these are the three core components we have ready for you today. Obviously, contact management. This is how you manage your database. And we've shown this on a live stream before 2 weeks ago. We have some cool new updates I can show you today. But some of the other cool things is Sketchhouse. This is where you can actually create your marketing templates in Command from scratch. And so you can drag and drop images. I can walk you through what that looks like. And again, this is live, there's no designs. So it might break, I might make mistakes just like now. Or we'll also have Lead Accelerator. This is how we worked with partners like Facebook to streamline online advertising for agents. So you can get the maximum ROI of all of your online advertising. And it's actually really, really smart, very cool tool we've been working on for various months. So let me know, which one would you like to see first? I'm ready to go. I got my laptop. I got them all queued up. Before I came up here, I talked to the engineering team. They said, hey, we're actually deploying some updates to it while you're live. It might break, heads up. So this will be fun. It's going to be live. But I need your participation. Let me know what you want to see and want to have a conversation with you guys. So we'll look at the polls real quick. Okay, cool. Contact management seems to be pretty healthy in the lead. Lead Accelerator second. And then we can go to Sketchhouse third. Great, that's super valuable feedback. I want to respect your time. We only have so much time here today at Labs Live, so cool. Let's jump into it. So if we can share my screen real quick, I'm going to show you what KW Command looks like in production right now. And so you'll see here is dashboard coming soon, right? And so because we're in production, this isn't fully tailored and finalized, but as you see right here, this is contact management. So what I've done here is I've logged in with a dummy account. These are not real people, but what you'll see is, like you would see in any other contact management database, I can see all of the contacts, right? And we talk about database in real estate, this is the lifeline of your business. And so here you can fully manage it. What's really interesting, what you'll see under contacts is, like in parentheses, it says find contacts. Now, why is that? Well, it's because everything you're about to see here today is integrated with Kelly. And so what Kelly will have once Command goes live in Labs and you get access to it is that anything you do in Kelly, any phrase, any command you have regarding contacts or contact management will be reflected in Command. So that's really the power of Killer Cloud, is that all these products are stood up on the same infrastructure. That means that when you make updates in Command and you ask Kelly, hey, I just added John Smith to my database, pull him up real quick. I wanted to add a quick note. You can do that simultaneously. It's really, really cool. So going back to the screen, I want to show you some cool things you can do. Obviously, we're looking at just contact management, so nothing too sexy, but really let's go with this contact Abe Lincoln. So when I click on Abe, what's going to pull up here is all the information I need to know about Abe, right? And so on the left panel, we've dedicated to information about Abe. This isn't a fully finished design. I just have to share that with you. This is in production. Developers are putting these functionalities in. Everything you're seeing today works. This is something that if you logged in yourself today, it would work just like that. So it's not going to be picture perfect perfect, or as we like to call it, pixel perfect, but it is pretty cool. We have the functionality. We have a UX team working on updates and designs, and we're labbing that with agents to tell us what they'd like to see with the design. So go back to the screen, left panel dedicated to the contact history, right panel is dedicated to timeline. So here you can see all of the things I've done in the past at a very, very quick snapshot with Abe Lincoln, right? And so here you can obviously see when I left a voicemail, text message meeting, again, a little bit of bug, you see an invalid date here, there. But what I can do here is that I can create I can log any event, right? And so with smart plans, if it's an automated event, if it's something that Command is connected to, that will automatically feed the pipeline. If it's not, you have to manually enter it, and this is how you can do that. And so also we have this other red button down here where you can add a calendar event, you can log interactions, or you can add notes very quickly. So again, this is something that works on Kelly and works on your computer at home, is that you can do this on desktop, or you can just say, hey Kelly, add note to John Smith that just met at Starbucks, had a great conversation with him, his sister's looking to buy, etc., right? And so that's what that interaction looks like. Going back to the screen, so that's your basic contact management. If we go back, here you can bulk edit, so you can add or delete masks. And something really cool, what we're testing right now is when you add new contact, obviously you can walk through the workflow there. But what's really cool is you can also import contacts. So we know this is very important to a lot of our agents, is that you're managing your database somewhere, whether it's an Excel spreadsheet or another CRM. We want to make it very, very easy to adopt Command. We understand switching costs is a real thing. Your database is business critical. And so we're working very, very hard to allow you to import contacts via CSV or your Google Calendar, and so Google database as well. And so what you'll see here is when I click in the top right, some of the connected apps we have today is Gmail, Google Calendar. And so you can sync your database not just with your Google contacts, but with your Google Calendar as well. And this is something that we're working on fleshing out with how that works in a team environment, which is pretty cool. And so pretty much going back to contact management, obviously you can apply filters, and you can save that as a smart view, meaning if you want to look at agents that do specifically have a specific number, whether it's an area code or an email that contains @kw.com, right? You can apply these filters, and you can also save what we call smart filters. So this was some feedback we got in labs of agents, obviously wanting to save advanced filters and the ability to very quickly find a specific category or group inside your database. But what you can also do is here you'll see dedicated right next to the contact name is groups. You can add tags such as, on my golf club or soccer team, or this is my Florida database, etc. You can add that as quick tags that you can search your contact list very seamlessly. So that's about it for contact management. It's very cool. It's very functional. Right? It's a little vanilla because it's what you need to do day to day. But we have some really, really cool features as we're doing labs, working with teams and agents like yourselves that are in labs right now. So if you go quickly to the screen, what you'll see is we have a feedback button right here, and this is currently in labs. We have about 1,200 agents testing this right now. What they do is they click this feedback button. Now this feedback button is super crucial. When I talk to agents, I say, in the spirit of labs, this is your microphone. So how can I collect feedback from 180,000 agents around the globe? Very simply, I can put a little feedback button and allow them all to submit feedback that goes directly to the development team. And so what you can do is when you click that feedback button, insert your comments, you can upload a file, you can take a screenshot, which we'll show you later, or you can just rate the system and tell us what you think, tell us what's missing, tell us what you'd love to see. And that's a part of the labs methodology, right? That's how we build technology. We don't build it for you, we build it with you. You're our partner on this journey. And so every time you click that feedback button is how you can individually direct what Keller Williams does as far as what features we develop, what do we deploy, where does this product evolve? And so what we love to joke about is the product does not succeed, like whose fault is that? It's our fault, right? Because we did not give the proper feedback or proper communication to build what we need. So please, I invite you, when you get invited to these labs, and I know a lot of you are very eager to participate in labs, tell us what you'd like to see, tell us where we missed, because this is how we evolve the product and make it better, right? And so that's the spirit of labs. This feedback button is on every single product within labs. And so Command is no special exception. We have a full system on the back end, a whole team dedicated every week developing reports based off of, hey, here's what we heard, here's the priorities, now let's go solve them. And so that's a really, really cool system. We're proud to share with you guys and make sure you take advantage of it with the feedback button. So that was contact management. What I'd love to do next is get your feedback on what else, right? And so we still have Lead Accelerator and Sketchhouse. And so go to the poll. And then I believe also you can, if you're mobile, you can go on slido.com, code 5961, and tell us what you'd like to see next. Again, please feel free to enter in questions and ahas into the widget on KDB Connect. I'll get to those last. But in the meantime, tell me what else you'd like to see. Because again, this is live. We can do anything. If you don't like anything, maybe we can go off script. I can show you something else. Or if that all fails, I can always tap dance. So looking at what you guys want to see next, based on the poll, obviously you guys want to see Lead Accelerator. Oh my God. Who is that madman dancing on the screen at halftime of the Clippers-Sacramento Kings game? He's about to take off his pants. Yep. And that's very special little video input by the KWU team of yours truly dancing at the halftime show of Sacramento Kings and LA Clippers. Was not expecting that. So thank you so much. Let's go back to the Lead Accelerator. I'm obviously a little flushed and embarrassed, but to be honest, those dance moves were pretty sick, right, guys? And by the way, I did win. I won a free sweatshirt at the Sacramento Kings game. Okay, cool. So Lead Accelerator. All right, great. So we're going to jump in a new environment. If you guys can go to my screen real quick, I'll already show you this. So what I just showed you in Command, contact management, this is in production, meaning it's live. Anyone can access it with the proper credentials. Now I'm going to take you to the development environment. This is where it gets scary. This is where developers are actually tweaking on a daily basis and inputting code live. So right before I came down here, I talked to the developers that were deploying some new updates. And they told me, hey, just a heads up, it might break. But you know what? We're doing a live stream. I want to show you guys what Lead Accelerator looks like. I know you're super excited, as am I, to show you. So let's just jump in and see what happens. If it breaks, it breaks, but I don't think that's going to happen. So what I'm going to walk you through, Lead Accelerator is the concept of creating ad campaigns, right? Very similar you do across a bunch of products, but by clicking this button here, you can compose a new campaign. And so in here, you can say, hey, I want to do kind of a listing ad. I want to schedule it from this, June 16th to June 25th. And here's my budget. Really, I only have about $100, which in the online advertising world is not a whole lot, but you can still input it. In our research, honestly, about the $400, $500 mark is really where you get the maximum return, but we're still testing that. So let's say you put a budget in for that listing advertisement, and now you can do something very interesting. You can go single channel ad, meaning I just want to advertise on Facebook or I just want to advertise on Google, but you can also do a multi-channel ad. And so what's really cool here is you can say, hey, I want to do Facebook and Twitter. I want to, what's my goal? Listing, recruiting, or my brand? So this is based off of labs. We did research of why do agents advertise online, right? Especially on social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And the reason being, it usually came down to one of these three motivations. We said, great, we want to make it as simple as possible for you to create the best campaign possible. And so through that research, we put these radio buttons in where you can just say, hey, here's what I want to do, right? I want to advertise a listing, I want to recruit, or I want to build my own brand. So I want to advertise myself and my services. And so we made it very simple. What's happening on the back end is when you select that radio button, it actually changes the algorithm of how the advertisement is going to display. And that's by doing hundreds of thousands of permutations of what ads work best. And we can do that because we have a direct relationship with Facebook that we've tested in labs for quite a while now. I want to say over like 6 months. We spent testing this, and we appreciate all of the agents that have helped us come along this journey. That's really just been a great source of information for us to learn how to maximize these campaigns. And so by clicking that button, it seems very simple. There's a lot of really cool math happening on the back end to make sure that if you want to advertise a listing, we can maximize how you can do that. Or if you want to recruit or build your own brand, we know exactly how to do that. So going back to my screen, what we're going to do is, let's do a campaign goal of listing on Facebook, Twitter. We're going to configure a campaign. Now, this is where the magic happens, right? You're going to go in and you're going to actually customize your entire campaign here, and you can preview it here as well. So not only are you, just like you would do on Facebook, right? You'd go in here and here's your listing ad, here's the core information of your budget, how much you want to spend on Facebook, Twitter. Here you can see the automatically split them up 50-50 between Facebook and Twitter. That's the fancy math happening behind it saying, hey, your best return is if you split this $500 both ways. And What you're going to do in here is you're going to select a page. Obviously, I don't have one up here, but you can click on images, and essentially you can preview your entire ad, what it's going to look like to the right. What's really cool about this is all happening on command. And so you don't have to leave command to create these ads. You can create your Twitter ad, your Facebook ad, and you can always come back in and add a new channel as you want. So obviously you'll see we have some options: Zillow, Nextdoor, LinkedIn for recruiting. Obviously that's a huge network. And this is all of this features, functionality, all these buttons have been signed off by agents in Labs. And so you can kind of come in here and you can target a specific age group, a specific location, really anything you want to do within a ad campaign. You can do that here on Lead Accelerator. And obviously we went back to the dashboard. It didn't save that because I didn't click save, but essentially this is what Lead Accelerator is in a nutshell. And so what's really cool, what I can't do in this, let's do listing again. In this environment is, I can select properties from the KWS. So when I go in here for listings, what's really cool is this is all built on Killer Cloud. And so as command is on Killer Cloud, so is KWS. And you'll see it loading a little bit here because again, it's a developer's environment. But what's happening is that I can actually pull listing photos and listing information directly from the KWS. So that saves time from manually inputting exactly what I need to do or dragging and dropping images across multiple folders. You can just say, hey, this is a listing I inputted on the KWS. I'm just going to select that and say, hey, I want to advertise towards that. It will automatically create that campaign and you can plug it in. I'd love to show you right now, but again, like I promised you, it will break. We're on the developer environment and we're kind of stuck at a loading screen right here. But essentially what would pop up right here is a brief view of the KWS. We'll have all of your listings, the information, and the photos here on the right side as well. And you can also search, depending on how many listings you have, you can search by the KWS ID, MLS ID, address, or just a listing agent. So it's pretty cool. We're super excited to show you that. We're labbing this with agents, like I mentioned. We have about 1,200 labs right now in controlled introduction. We're going to go to limited availability very, very soon once we fix some bugs. So we're excited to invite more agents onto the platform to give us more feedback and get closer and closer to that general availability date when agents tell us it's ready to go. Cool. Oh, actually, if you go back to the screen, it loaded. Yes. Developers came through a little bit. Some of the images not available, but so this is what it's going to look like. This is directly from the KWS, a little bit of dummy data, but essentially you can select a listing, and what you'll see here is preload all the information regarding that listing. You can change the property here, Horseshoe Bay, Texas, and then again, here's all of the photos. So the ad content, you can decide what you want to see. Obviously having some bugs there, but what that would do is populate right over here into the preview channel so you can preview that ad before you submit it. You can save and activate it. Obviously you need to fill out all the information, but that's Lead Accelerator in a nutshell. So since you guys voted on contact management and Lead Accelerator, there's only one left, and that's Sketchhouse. And so Sketchhouse came from a lab where we understand that how agents want to create their marketing campaigns varies in multiple different ways. But the same need came up in our conversations over and over again. Is one, they want to be able to either reuse existing templates or they want the ability to create from scratch, right? They want to be truly creative and implement their brand into whatever emails they want to connect with their database on through Smart Plans. And so we heard them loud and clear and we created Sketchhouse. So it's really cool. Again, what I'm about to show you is live in production. Agents are living this today and it might break, but let's check it out real quick. And so we're going to go back to the production environment. We're going to click this icon back here called Sketchhouse. Now, here, if I had some sketches created, you would see all of them here, or you'd see templates that KW Marketing would create, for example. But what you can do here is obviously in the big red button at the top right, create email template. Now, this is super exciting. And again, when we talk about being a technology company, we built this from scratch, right? And so this is something overnight. We heard agents, this is what they wanted. And as a tech company, we implemented all of that feedback into the actual product, which is really, really cool. And we did it really, really fast. And that's the power of Killer Cloud. So going back to the screen, this is something we built for you guys based off when joining here. And essentially, this is where I can create my marketing layout, right? And so I can drag and drop everything. This is where you heard how agents function, right? So I just drag and drop an image. And what happens when I click on this image, I can do an image URL, or I can upload an image myself. And so this is real quick. I'll upload an image. Boom, right? And so this is the white watermark for Labs. And in here, I can do some special things as far as padding. I can increase or decrease the padding. I can drop in new rows, right? And so I can drag and drop that. And then I can go into the body and I can change the background color. So it's a white watermark. We love black in labs. So boom, there it is. And then I can do the content width, right? And so I can go really wide if I want like a really in-your-face email, or I want it clean and sleek. All this will be responsive, mobile compatible. So it will work on any device. And then if you go in the font family here, again, this is something you can just change across the font, across the entire campaign. I'll just say I'm a big Tahoma fan. It won't change anything, but you'll see when I input text, that's what will change. So we'll go back to the content tab. Here is the basic core elements of what you want to create, right? Do I want to put a call to action, maybe a button, right? And I can go in here and edit this button that says, let's see real quick. Sign up, right? And so I can configure this button and have attach a URL to it. I can, right here, so we can just say kw.ideas.com. And then I can go in, I can drag and drop some more. What's really cool, I like these little dividers. And then what you'll see is I can input some text right here. Double click that. Say, hey, make sure, let's make it white text. So make sure to go to Labs dashboard and sign up for Labs waitlist, right? Boom. And so in here, I can actually, as you can see, you can configure, you can manage. I am not, I wanted actually marketing's help with this to create like a dummy one. They said, no, we want to see what you can do live. So what I'm doing here is you see the functionality. You can make your marketing campaign look like anything you want. And what's really cool, something I forgot to show you real quick, is that within the text box here, you can personalize it. So this is something you couldn't do before. You can say, hi, personalize first name. And so what this is going to do is when you send this campaign out, you'll save this sketch, you can set up a smart plan, you can send this out to your entire database. It's going to pull the first name of everyone in your database and make sure this is a personalized message that goes just to them, right? So it's very cool, very simple functionality, but this is what's so special about making this on top of Command, is that it works with your contact management database. So you can personalize your message, you can personalize the images, you can do a ton of cool things that I could spend all day playing with here. But I'm not really a marketing specialist, and so this is as good as it's going to get. But hopefully that shows you the power of Sketchhouse. And so, like I said, it lives in Command. You would save that. We're working with our marketing team to have templates for you. And what's really cool, we'll be able to crowdsource templates as well from many different agents around the world. What really works for them, just like you would with scripts on KW Connect, it's a way we can empower agents to maximize their email marketing campaigns through either creating themselves or using a very, very popular template. And so, since we have some time, we kind of sped through that. We got some extra time, so I might just go in and show you something else in the developer environment. So something cool I'd like to show you is, I'm sure you're familiar with Smart Plans. So I mentioned Smart Plans throughout the presentation today, but really what Smart Plans is business automation, right? It's how you want to automatically market to your whole database. You put them on a drip campaign, let's say 33 Touch, for example, right? One of the originals. Smart Plans allows you to do that with everyone in your database, but it does something really, really interesting. So if you go to my screen here, this is kind of a placeholder, obviously, for your dashboard, but what you can do is you can actually go to My Smart Plans, and you can create a smart plan here. This is all the smart plans you save, or you can go to KW Library. And this is a very special, it'll be smart plans actually created by KWU. It might be MAPS coaching smart plans, or it might actually be smart plans created by other agents, right? And so let's say that Betty Johnson here has a very, very good home anniversary 2-touch. I've seen her do KW Connect videos. She's promoted it. It seems like it's really cool. I want to use that smart plan. So what we've empowered Betty Johnson to do is she can upload her smart plan and actually charge a fee for it and say, hey, this smart plan gets a certain amount of conversion or open rates. It works really well for me. I wonder if it will work for you. So here you can see we have a little flat fee for $9. You can actually use Betty Johnson's smart plan, add it to that, and you can see the statistics of how well it works, and you can also see ratings of how that's worked for other agents as well. And so that's a very, very powerful idea of leveraging and crowdsourcing the brains of 180,000 agents worldwide that do business every day. From a labs perspective, we love to tap into that to understand how we can build products for them. But think about you as a new agent or just looking to creatively diversify your smart plan campaigns. You can actually see what other people are doing and borrow it as well at a fee. So that's pretty cool. That's something we heard in the labs that agents really wanted to do. So we built that for you guys. And so going back to the screen real quick. So I wonder, we're gonna test the devs since we didn't really plan this out. We'll go back into Smart Plan. Let's see if we can create a new Smart Plan, right? And so this is some Smart Plans you can create. What this means is number of contacts, is number of people you have associated to the Smart Plan. This is the number of steps. So think of them as drip campaigns of send an email after day 2. I want to send them a text after day 3, direct mail after day 12, etc. Each of them have some unique steps you can drag and drop in. And so if I create a new Smart Plan up here, we're in developer's environment, so it's not there yet, so that broke on us. But I wanted to really just kind of show you a real quick snapshot of how all of these tools work together, right? So you can create an automatic drip campaign on Smart Plans that connects to your contact management, that also can connect to your sketch house with actually raw templates and images and some really cool imagery that you created there. And you can send it, and then you can also advertise through Lead Accelerator. And so what's really cool about Command is if you're seeing what I'm seeing is that it's evolving, right? It's based around what the core businesses that agents manage today and what they want to do with their business in a very few clicks, very simply and quickly. You can manage that within Command. Now, what's cool is everything I show you today, obviously it's going to be built in accordance with Kelly. And so it's going to be a skill that you can do with voice. Obviously it'd be very hard to build a smart plan with Kelly. We've tried it, trust me. But some really cool things you can do is you can take a snapshot, you can check in your activity on your stats of your marketing campaigns, etc. That's all coming down the pipe of Kelly. And that's why it's so important that you understand of like the value of Killer Cloud is that all these systems can work together, talk to each other, and obviously help you do more business and compete in the marketplace. And so we're pretty excited about that. We have about 5 minutes left. So what I'd love to do is jump into Q&A, questions and ahas. And so please, if you're on KW Connect right now, submit your questions in the top right panel, and I'll do my best to get through them as I can today. So first question from Steve Scott. Sorry, Steve. Will there be a leadership version of KW Command for team leaders? Thank you. 100%. So something that's really cool that we're doing with KW Command is we're building something we call console. Really what that means is that we're building it for different roles. And so depending on your role, whether you're a Maps coach, whether you're a Rainmaker, whether you're a TL or an MCA, you will actually have a customized version of Command that adheres to your needs and what you need to do, right? And so if you're a Rainmaker and you want to say use leverage for Command, that's a stream we're working on where you can use the Lead Accelerator I just showed you, but you can use it for recruiting. You can use it to find people that'd be great agents in your market center. And you can use it, tailor it that way, or you can change your role real quick and use it as an agent. So that's what becomes really powerful and encompassing. We're building this for all of the roles, and with teams, we're diving into very specific roles, like how ISAs want to see their dashboard to manage their tasks in contact management. It's a lot different than a buyer's agent or a showing agent, right? So we hear that loud and clear, and we're building the customizability so you can actually go in and drag and drop widgets the way you like to. And we're also obviously building default views for each and the very specific role within your team or outside of your team as well. So Bill asked, will this be mobile compliant? Yes, 100%. It will be mobile responsive, mobile compatible. You can use this on your device, whether it's your mobile phone or iPad or desktop computer, just like I showed you today. So the answer is yes. Joe McHugh, what sort of marketing integrations planned for Killer Command? BombBomb? That's a great question. And so something we're actually doing right now is we're building the Killer Cloud Partnership Framework. We've identified a few key partners. Some of them we've gone public with regarding Facebook and Nextdoor, but we're also behind the scenes working with a lot of very, very interesting partners that a lot of our agents love and use today. And we're working with how does that work within Command? Now, what's really interesting is about the position we're in, because we're building this platform, right? We're building platform as a service technology, is that we get to mandate what the data standards are on this platform. And so not only are we having conversations with these vendors, but we're also having the conversation from a data perspective. And because you as a KW agent, because we respect your data, and as Gary Keller's data pledge said, is that your data is your business. If you decide to leave Keller Williams or take your data elsewhere, you 100% can. We won't hold on to that data, right? And so if you read the terms and conditions of any product you use today, that's actually very, very rare. And we're very, very proud to do that because the way we see it is that we're creating a standard in the industry of how to use and respect people's data. And so that's a part of that Killer Cloud partnership program as well. And we're being very careful and very strategic with how we make those parameters of those conversations. But yes, 100%, what we're creating, the bigger vision of Killer Cloud is the ability for third-party vendors to integrate and create very cool products, features, components that you love to use on your day-to-day, and also Kelly skills. Just like Alexa or Siri, you can create different skills. Other vendors can create skills or applications on top of that. That's what Killer Cloud is, as long as it meets our standards and respects your data. Great. Next question. Chris Tobeck. Will there be a Teams group version as well? Yes. So 100% what we just mentioned. Not only are we making this for the individual agent, we're making it for roles, and obviously we're making it for teams, which comes with a lot of complexity about lead routing, team management. So yeah, what I showed you today was very basic principles of a single agent view, but 100% we're investigating what it looks like for teams and working on that in labs today. In fact, next Friday, we'll be driving down to Houston with Lance Loken's team, a very big team close to headquarters here that we work with, to see how we can make Command work for their 63 agent team. So that's pretty exciting as well. Next question from Nathan. Can you give an update on Nextdoor and the market snapshot? In the last Friday video, you mentioned it being live by Monday or Tuesday. Is it not working yet? I'm so glad you asked this question, right? And so the one thing that Josh and Gary talked about from stage is that the one thing we can't promise is that things will break. And so a part of the Nextdoor relationship, we have neighborhood boundary data that we molded with MLS data, and we create this very cool Kelly scale where you can take a market snapshot. What that means is that you can get a market report of the neighborhood you're currently in or any neighborhood nationwide. Now, in testing, what we found out, there's a ton of neighborhoods with the exact same name, right? And so if I say, I live in Clarksville, if I say, pull up a snapshot for Clarksville, it would pull data from every Clarksville in the nation. It's a lot. And so it wasn't an ideal experience, and we got a lot of feedback from agents is, hey, I wish Kelly would understand, I want the Clarksville closest to me. And so that's what we're working on, and we decided working with agents that we want to improve that skill before we go to general availability. So yes, we hear you. It's coming very soon. We're trying to fix a few bugs and make it right based off the feedback we collected from the agents in our labs. So I think last question here, Kevin Kroll. Will the calendar function in KW Command sync with Google Calendar? 100%. What I showed you a little earlier in the top right settings, that is the first calendar we integrated with. We understand there's Outlook and many other calendars you use as well, but as a default, we will start with the Google Calendar integration, knowing how G Suite is important to us and all of our agents. So yes, 100% there. So that being said, we're out of time. I know I just kind of machine gunned a lot of stuff at you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. What I want to talk to you real quick is about next steps, how you can get more involved in labs. Number one, sign up with the labs waitlist on KW Connect. Go on the labs dashboard at the very bottom. You can see everything we have in labs that we're working on, but you can also see how you can sign up for the waitlist. With that, you can also join the labs community, participate in labs on a bi-weekly basis. Also, update your KW Connect profile. Go on to KW Connect now. Make sure that all of your information, your profile is accurate there because that it will be represented in referrals, Kelly, etc. And then, as I mentioned, grow your referral network with trusted partners. Go on KW Connect referrals. Something that I didn't get to in this demo is we'll be migrating referrals over to Command. And then download Kelly and provide feedback. Again, a core component of everything we do in labs is to get your feedback, build technology for you. So please make sure to take advantage of that. That being said, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for seeing all of my crazy good dance moves. And really appreciate your time. Thank you for being a partner with us on this journey, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you very much. Go Rams.